For the last part of the program, we are having a guest here in the studio. He is the president of TCEP, or Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, Kun Akapon Sarasucha, to be talking to us about Thailand's bid for the World Expo 2020. สวัสดีครับ Kun Akapon.
สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับ
Yes, Kun Akapon, we're really pleased to have you here in the studio. So we're talking about the World Expo bid of Thailand. That's in 2020.
Yes.
So let's educate the audience just a little bit here. What is the World Expo and what is it, the relations with Thailand?
Well, the World Expo is one of the biggest events in the world.
Yes.
If you count, there are three big events, so classify mega events in this world. Firstly is the Olympic. I think everybody know Olympic. And second is a FIFA World Cup. It's a football. You know, the spectator itself in the match itself is not that large, but it's televised all over the world. Olympic is the same. And the third one is World Expo. World Expo is a little bit different because the span of time of the show is about 6 months. And you cannot really televise World Expo. You have to visit it yourself.
Yes,
so all the attendants, you know, will have to go to the World Expo during the 6 months. It's dated back in 1847 when it started back in Crystal Palace in London. And then after that, most of the hosts in the beginning was the European country.
Yes.
Thailand itself has been involved in the World Expo since 1867. So if you count back to then, it's in the era of King Rama IV. So, you know, it's 140, 150 years ago that we have started. And the Expo progressed ever since. Some of us might not know that the legacy that we see in the world today is a legacy of the World Expo. The Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Space Needles in Seattle, the Atomium in Brussels, and various places that you see are the iconic structures of the World Expo. So the World Expo, the biggest outdoor exhibition on earth. And when it comes closer to Thailand, like in 2010, maybe many of Thai see Shanghai Expo as something closer to home. And that was the biggest expos that ever took place.
Yes.
You know, 72 million visit the shows in 6 months. And Thailand Pavilion was one of the top-rated pavilion. So you can see that the history of Thailand World Expo dated back a long time. Ever since transportation is still difficult, we can manage to build a very beautiful Thai pavilion over there. But for this time, Thailand that has been inspired by the success of China Expo, we thought that Thailand would have a chance. We have the history of the World Expo. We have the capabilities in terms of manpower, and Thailand is an attractive destination to the world. No one can deny that you know, we always rank somewhere close to the top, if not the top, of the most interesting place to visit.
Yes.
And the number of tourists increase every year. So, you know, we sat down in 2010 and tried to draw up the plan. And, you know, in 2015, it will be going to Milan, Italy,
Yes.
for the World Expo 2015. So the next one is 2020.
Yeah.
Now, bearing in mind that 2015, the Asean economic communities will come into place. Thailand is not a country of 67 million people anymore. We are talking about the region, the integrated regions of somewhere around 600 million people. And if you count, you know, ASEAN +3, which include all the major power, China, Korea, Japan, you're looking at, somewhere close to a quarter of total world GDP. If you look at ASEAN +6, which include India and Australasia, you're looking at half of the world population. So the possibility of success of the Expo in this side of the world is immense. That's one of the reasons why we move forward to do the detailed studies of the Expo itself.
Yes, there's evidence that Thailand would have a chance considering after 2015,
yes.
like Akapon said. What is the theme that Thailand is proposing to the World Expo 2020?
Well, one of the big questions being posed on any country bidding for the World Expo in 2020 is, how do you see the world in 2020? What do you think the world needs then? In the olden day, Expos talk about innovation, but in the world today, it's not the innovation alone that keep the world moving. Okay. It's living together, it's a more social side of things. So it's a big question. So when we started off, we tried to predict the trend of the world in 2020. What we found now is that I think the world needs to change. At the moment, the big ideas or the big concept that made the world what it is today is globalization. So when globalization was identified as, everything for everybody, and one-size-fits-all concept has been around for the last many years. And it has created gaps and problems all around the world, yes. Development problems, social problems, and we identified gaps everywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. So we thought that we would start off to try to present our expo as a different expo, to sit back and rethink a little bit of what's happening to our world. So we want to propose the subject of redefine globalization. Globalization today is a world of consumerism. Having more is better. Everybody is striving for something that may be not necessary for their life.
Right.
So what we're trying to present is that the world in 2020 needs to be more balanced and more sustainable.
So it fits to the theme of the king.
Yeah,
sustainability.
So to redefine globalization to be a balanced life and sustainable living, we took to the philosophy of His Majesty the King of Thailand that, you need sufficiency economy to survive in the longer run. Yes. To try to teach everybody that enough is maybe the way for happiness. Not too much. It doesn't relate that you have a lot mean you are happier. So, we try to re-identify the word happiness in World 2020. So the way we move forward with the theme will be the expo of the balance and sufficient expo, the expo of sufficiencies.
I see. So it's a pretty interesting topic that we're proposing, moving away from abundance to sustainability, and now to this year's 2012, to the fateful year, as they have predicted. So how far has Thailand gone into competing for the host of World Expo?
Yes, we have gone a long way since 2010 when we started. The Prime Minister then has announced our intention to bid actually at the Shanghai Expo. So we were the first country to really move for it. But the official registration started in May, and we were one of the first country to submit for to host a World Expo.
Turkey comes next as well.
Turkey, yes, it's about around the same time.
Yes.
And then the other three countries came, namely Brazil, Russia, and United Arab Emirates, which is Dubai. Yes. Then we went through the presentation, the detailed presentation of what we have done so far. twice already in the General Assembly of the BIE in front of 157 countries. The first time we have presented the location of UTR, the history of UTR, the history of Thailand, the World Expo, and the UTR being in the olden day the diplomatic crossroad, the open door, the city that opened door to the famous Silk Road in the olden day, the old capital with a long, rich history, and a city of balance and sufficiencies. And that was very well received. In November last year, we have presented our theme. Actually, we have presented our logo and presented our mascot to the world. And that also was well liked and well received. Remember, November was right after, the big floods in Thailand. Right. But everybody understands that, that's a unique so-called not really natural type of disaster. So, it comes and it goes. But the spirit of Thai people remains in try to recover and rebuild the countries. And that has proved very, very positive. And I think what we are presenting is that, even the design of the site itself, we're talking about something that a lot of people had overlooked in the years. We are building city after city after city that's full of objects. We go for something big, we go for something massive. The tallest is
but that's
the
not
better.
Necessary.
But it's not necessary, not especially for the expo. We want to bring the local wisdom from each country. We believe that each country around the world, if the world is like a big jigsaw, everybody is a small pieces in it. Yes. And every country have their local wisdom, have their local knowledge, have their own contribution to the world. And to try to have a lot of people participate in your expo is probably our main target. And we've been progressing very well so far. What is left now is to try to do the compilation that they call the bid book. We have to do it in English and do it in French, and submit it to the World Expo the committee of the World Expo by October this year.
Okay.
Yes, and
yes, Khun Akapon, I think we're lacking time in the program today. So can you please wrap up? When will this bid be finalized, and what is your confidence as we've talked about?
Well, I said that we submit the bid book by October. After that, they will come and inspect in the beginning of 2013, and by November 2013, they will vote on it. So between now and then, what is needed is, the intense lobbying, is the intense conviction on the project itself. And, the head of the projects will be the Foreign Ministry and the Commerce Ministry to try to lure the bid from overseas. Yes. For World Expo, 107 countries, each country have one vote. So everybody has a right to vote. Every vote counts. Yes. So, we have to try to go and convince them that our expo is suitable for them, our expo is good for the world, and especially we can join hands and change the world. And the Foreign Affairs Ministry will be starting very, very soon. We are planning to host the dinner for the ambassadors who are stationed in Thailand, of all the countries that have their embassy here, the international organizations that are here, and the Chamber of Commerce. And we will try to explain to them what we try to do to the expo. We believe that in terms of economic value to Thailand, the return on investment is about 6 times. The impact on the economy itself is around 200 billion baht So,
That's quite a lot
you
of
know,
money.
we are talking a lot of money. We're talking about GDP growth when it's hard to come by. And, you know, it's a long-term investment for the countries, even after the expo. And I think potentially with that and the knowledge transfer, the development of the people, the education, and the skill that will come with the expo will be immense for our new generations.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so it would be a good idea to push for Thailand to get this bid in the World Expo 2020. So that's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Kun Akapon, for
Thank you.
your share of knowledge of the World Expo. And that's all the time for the program. And you can stay tuned with ASEAN Business Report from Monday to Friday from 12 to 1 p.m.
You can also give your feedbacks and comments on our Twitter account as well as our Facebook account. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Natakon Plotty.
And I'm Onganan Amatayakun. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ